Flare the Darude, my friends, because in this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, our favorite ninjas get caught in a sandstorm. Now that's what I'm talking about. This week's episode was a lot better than some of the previous ones that I've seen for a number of reasons. One, lots of new characters introduced in this week's episode. Two, it's actually focusing on the Jinchuriki character of Fu from Hidden Waterfall Village. And three, Gaara returns. But what I really loved about this episode was the introduction of these two new villains. There's this one vampire-looking guy with these pointy ears, and then there's this one other guy who has this big shamisen, which is basically like a Japanese guitar. Whenever there's a martial arts battle or a ninja battle, you can imagine this thing is going to be playing. So these two are actually trying to capture Gaara and extract Shukaku from his body. And this is a nice twist, because a lot of the names of these episodes are released before they air, and the next episode is going to be called The Jinchuriki Targeted, or The Targeted Jinchuriki. And everybody thought this was the moment when Akatsuki was going to come in and attack Fu and capture her and extract the beast from her. But no, these two are actually going to try and do it themselves, and I really can't wait to see how that's going to happen. But in order to make this a reality, they're actually going to trap the entire participants of the Chunin exam in this massive sandstorm, and this gives us an opportunity to go around the battlefield and see some of the other characters. We do see some returning ones. In particular, we get a scene with Rock Lee, Neji, and Tenten, where Tenten saves the day by summoning this big metallic turtle shell-like pot that they hide underneath. I'm not sure what it is, but it really is handy for this sandstorm situation. The other characters we get to see this week is Matsuri's team. This is a character who's been seen a lot in the anime version, but she also exists in the manga version as well. She's a character who's actually been throughout the entire series, and it was welcome to see them again. And her team get caught in this big tsunami of sand when suddenly Fu decides to save them, and this is when she actually has this conversation with Gaara. And I especially love how Gaara made his entrance this week, because throughout the whole episode, he makes it seem like he doesn't really care. He's just going to let this whole sandstorm go by, but obviously he has a clone. He goes out into the battlefield to try and save everybody, and because he's interested in what's going on with Fu, because she's a fellow Jinchuriki. But they haven't revealed these facts to each other quite yet, which I think is going to be interesting, because really it's all a build-up to the big battles, Fu and Akatsuki possibly showing up in this Chunin exam. A lot of really crazy things could happen, but the introduction of these two other villains who are trying to stop Gaara and take Shukaku back, I think, is a really nice twist, and it's something that's been hinted at in some of the previous episodes of the series. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? A very simple episode, but a really nice setup, and I love that it's focusing on Fu. It's nothing like really crazy or anything. Like the whole backstory with her and her master Shibuki is nothing groundbreaking, but it's nice to see just development from this character who's been in the background for a lot of time, and now they're finally coming to the forefront. And just the fact that she's interacting with Gaara, who's a freaking Jinchuriki himself at this time, I think is really interesting. In fact, in the next episode, it does look like that guy with the shamisen is going to be attacking him with his weird air current abilities or his musical abilities, and this would be a really awesome opportunity to see Shukaku again, or maybe like a form where Gaara transforms into like half of Shukaku. I don't know, maybe to see both Chomei and Shukaku would be awesome. I think that would be really incredible and would really up the ante in this arc, but I really can't wait to see where that's going. Otherwise, this week's episode was just a big freaking sandstorm, and just watching all of the ninja run through it. Really nothing that exciting in terms of like the visual stuff, because most of it is just sand and everything, but still, I really liked it. I also love the fact that Tamari and Kankuro got to get out into the field and save the other ninja, because this storm is so dangerous that they're actually going to postpone it. I mean, forget the fact that in the very first Chunin exam we saw in the series, it was just as dangerous as this, and they still didn't call it off. This is just showing like how times have actually changed in the world of Naruto, and how Naruto's influence has actually sort of affected people in the world. You can see the change immediately, and again, I think that's pretty interesting. They even bring up Naruto this week, how Fu's basically like a female version of him, and that's pretty much something that we've all been saying for months now. So this was a pretty good episode right here. Nothing mind-blowing, but definitely a step in the right direction for this arc because of all the new things they're introducing and stuff that we've never seen in the manga and stuff that hasn't even been hinted at. This is all fresh material. I love it. Oddly enough, my favorite scene from this episode was probably just Gaara's entrance when suddenly the sand wall appeared around him and he was just standing there. That was very ninja-like. Pretty badass, Gaara. I liked that. So, this was a good episode right here, but it was still a pretty average episode of Naruto Shippuden, but one that you should definitely check out if you're a fan of the series, whether you watch the anime or you read the manga. check out this week's episode. I just liked all the new characters who were introduced, and I like the way it's going. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's going to be exciting. Check it out, guys. Great episode. So you guys know that I like this one a lot, but what about you? Did you watch this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Did you have a favorite character who appeared this week? What do you want to see from the rest of the Chunin exam and the rest of the Naruto anime series? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching my review. Make sure to like it and share it with all of your friends. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. That way you can see all of our latest manga and anime reviews and our brand new podcast show. You should also follow us on social media so you can see all of our latest releases and our thoughts and our tweets and all that other ridiculous bullcrap. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.